Yeah, hello and welcome to another stream here on my channel. So today we are going to take a look at the Ravensburger event that happened today in Germany. So I think we have 9 rounds of Swiss in front of us, so I'm pretty excited to go through all of the matches and re-commentate them. So I will also put the speed here to 1.5, right? So it's a little bit faster. And yeah, I would say we jump right into the first round. I will do the introduction for YouTube and then we continue with the gameplay here. So hello and welcome to another commentary gameplay video here on my channel. So today we are watching the first round of the Ravensburger event that happened the last weekend in Germany. It's a massive 512 person tournament with 9 rounds of Swiss and also top 64 card in the current post-ban set 7 meta. And in this first round we have Baker here on the left up against Maximilian Selberg here on the right. So I would say let's jump right into the gameplay. So it looks like Maximilian is going first, inks the We Don't Talk About promo and then plays down the Diablo here. And yeah, important to note that Maximilian is playing the Amethyst Emerald deck and Baker opted to play a Ruby Amethyst version, inks the Snake and then plays the Diablo here. Back to Maximilian, which is playing the action card that he can draw 2 cards and then discard 1, right? And is also inking a Friends there, not what you want to see in the early turns. Back to Baker now. And he also quested with his Diablo here, going up to 1 lower in this game. So here we see the Brawl getting inked, and then the Queen of Hearts hitting the field. Baker opts not to quest here with the Diablo, maybe threatening a Mother Mim Fox, I guess. And here we see another improvise into the Inkwell, then the Prince John hitting the field, and also not questing with the Diablo here. There we see the Magic Broom from Baker hitting the Inkwell, place the library down, and does he quest? No, he does not quest here at all, just passing it over to Maximilian. Place the Hypnotize there to draw 2 cards, right? And also Baker needs to discard 1 in the process. Yeah. And also increase his Inkwell. I didn't catch what he was inking there. So I think now he's debating whether or not to quest. No, he already passed it back there to Baker, which is going to ink the library, plays down the Merle Rabbit, draws a card, and he's still not, questing here at all. Tries to, go for a big board there and then maybe try to outrace Maximilian here. But he continues here with the Ursula, checking Baker's hand, not finding any song there at all to discard. He's now inking the 1-cost Diablo, so still 3 ink left to work with. I also see the Crab here, but he is playing the Peter Pan to rush into the library and putting 2 damage onto it. So maybe he will take it down next turn, right? He could play the Crab, buff the Ursula, together with the Peter Pan, he could do 6 damage. But Baker now singing the Friends from the other side with the Merlin Rabbit. And what do we have here? We have Maui, nice enchanted Finders Keepers. Could also maybe opt to put the cards here into the Inkwell. No, he's just inking the Maui and plays the Goat down, gaining him another lore, and then puts the Rabbit, which was exerted by seeing the Friends from the other side here, into the library. And is questing the debating to quest with the Diablo here. Puts himself up to 3 lore already. He's not doing anything here with the Queen of Hearts. So slowly but steady increasing his lore count there. And now Maximilian is seeing friends himself with the Peter Pan there. Drawing some additional cards. 5 ink, and he can also ink for the turn. I see also a genie in his hand. Inks the We Don't Talk About Bruno. And is then, yeah, playing the Peter Pan together with the Merlin Crab. That's 5 damage. Yeah, and also the Ursula was used there, yeah. 6 damage. So he buffed the Peter Pan there. And together with the Ursula, they did 6 damage. Onto the library with 2 damage. Remove this from the field. And then the Diablo there, questing also for another lore. So Maximilian getting to 2 lore here. So now what does Baker do here? Looks like he's going to exert 3 ink. Plays the grab, increases the strength of the Queen of Hearts. So now her ability is triggered. That she has plus 3 strength there. The Merlin Rabbit takes down the Diablo. And I think the goat was questing there by 1. Is then inking the Brawl. Quests with the other Diablo there. Goes up to 6 lore. And then, yeah, passing it over to Maximilian. Which also has a nice white board, right? But no easy trade. I think, yeah, you can take out the Diablo, right? Netting Baker another draw there. But what do you do with the other cards? I think there's only a few cards in hand, right? I think 2 to 3 cards in hand for Baker. But he's deciding to play the Genie here. Drawing him another card. So now tough decision. Do you even... Okay, he's trading the crab here with the goat. Can now increase the strength of a character here by 3, yeah. Increase the Peter Pan, which takes out the rabbit. Gaining Baker another lore. And then the Genie he just played takes out Diablo. I think that makes sense, and the other Peter Pan is questing here. I think this is always good to, yeah, attack with the characters that just came into play, if they have rush, right, and then questing with the one that already are on the field. So what does Baker do? 6 ink. He could be prepared this turn, right, taking off all the characters there from Maximilian, but I don't know if he has access to be prepared. We couldn't saw it a few turns earlier, right, when Maximilian played the Ursula, but let's see. I see a library, a Elsa, Diablo, and the Finders Keepers. Okay, so he's taking this turn here just to refill up some cards in his hand, right? Maybe threatening a be prepared on the next turn. Can still ink for the turn. Inks the Mother Mim Fox there. And for 2 he's playing 2 1-drops. Okay, nice. I think these 2 1-drops also indicating a be prepared maybe, right? So let's see if Maximilian is opting to go for another character here. Okay, plays the Hypnotized, probably, yeah. Draws 2 cards because of his Prince John, right? He's then playing the Diablo. Taking a look at Baker's hand. And there is no B-Prep, there's only a Big Sisu. And this Big Sisu can cause a lot of trouble there for Max, right? Taking off all characters by KOing everything with 2 strength or less. So, yeah, you probably quest out here with everything, right? Gain 6 lore. And I think that's what we see here, yeah. Inking a Cricky. Quest of everything goes up to, I think, 9 lore, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. And is now passing it over to Baker, which is now going to Quest of the Journal Box follower, drawing out a card by banishing them, inks the library, plays the Sisu, wipes off everything from Maximilian's board, is then questing with the remaining cards there, advancing to 10 lore, and passing it back then to Max on the other side. So what does he do here? I think there's no real answer here, right? I mean, the main goal of the deck is, right, to discard your opponent. But at this point, Baker got a field full of characters. Also, I think 3 cards in hand. So not a whole lot you can do here. And he's just, playing out a Genie, plays out Diablo, passing it over. And I think as Baker, you're pretty chilled here. You can play some Merlin Rabbits here, just to refill up some cards in your hand. You could also consider playing the Elsa, no, starting with the Rabbit. And I think you just quest out here with everything, right? Yeah, just put them sideways. Quest for 6, advancing to, I think, 13 lore here. And yeah, there we see the scoop from Max and packing things up. So Baker takes the first game of this tournament in the first round. Let me quickly jump into the second game. Okay. So, yeah, I will just leave it as this. So I think that Baker this time went first because Max opened in the first game, right? And important to note, it is the best of 2 format. So this means that, each player will go first. And here we see Baker opening with the Journal Box follower, questing, not banishing it, because there's no threat that it gets knocked out here. He's inking the Queen of Hearts, plays down Diablo and the Magic Broom. And back to Maximilian, which is inking the Grab here. Got a Diablo on his side as well. And is then shifting the Diablo here with the discard of the We Don't Talk About Bruno. He's now playing the Hidden Cove and also moves the Diablo here into the Hidden Cove. So now it's a 3-3. It's safe of Brawl, right? And also safe of some Peter Pan shenanigans. So, yeah. And he also could refill up his hand again with another card draw. But I think as Baker, you're pretty fine with that, right? Maybe you just go white here with some more cards and just, quest your way to a fast victory. Let's see. Inks the Journal Box follower here. Is playing the Crab here. And then the Magic Broom and the Journal Box follower together can take out the Hidden Cove here. Diablo is questing for 1. And I think this was also a great play there by Baker, taking out the Cove, threatening a Brawl on the next turn. But I don't see one in his hand. I think I only see the Elsa and Diablo. So now Maximilian is inking the Diablo, plays another Diablo, and then takes out the Magic Broom. And also refilling up his hand by the card draw of Baker on his side. So he inks the Diablo, plays down the Goat, and is also questing with the Merlin, and questing also with his 1-drops here, Diablo and Chernobog. So advancing to 6 lore here in total. What can Maximilian do to prevent the fast questing power here from Baker? Okay, he's exerting to play the sudden chill. Okay, takes the last card here of Baker's hand, which is the Elsa. He's now inking the Crab. Quest for 2 with the Diablos. He's now drawing up 2 cards here. So let's see. And Baker just finds the Maui and is immediately inking this card here. So now is the question, do you... Okay, he is just questing here with the Merlin Crab, with the Goat and also Channelbox Follower. Going up to 9. Lower and also questing with the Diablo here, yeah. Just going up to 10. Interesting decision that he did not banish the Channelbox Follower here, right? I mean, I think he just want to have the board presence here. And now Maximilian taking out the Diablo here, but Baker did not opt to draw a card here. Probably because of the Diablo, but is Diablo not just only in the opponent's turn? I'm quite sure in the reading there. Okay, so here we see the Diablo challenges into the Go, taking this off the field. The other Diablo is then put here into play. And yeah, Baker just draws for the turn, inks the Diablo and just passing it over to Maximilian. So I think now he will slowly but steady take control here of this game number 2. Inks the Sun Chill, plays the Prince John, quests with all of his characters up to 4. And now we see Baker drawing into Madame Medusa here, taking off one of these Diablos. So finally, one less card draw option for Max. And is then passing it back to him, not KOing the Diablo here. And there's also no cards in Baker's hand. But Max doesn't need cards here to draw, he's just singing the Friends with his Diablo. Is then playing the We Don't Talk About Bruno, discarding the Madame Medusa there, plays another Diablo down, and is now questing with the Diablo here for 1. Doesn't quest with the Prince John, right? You just want to have this card draw. No, he's also questing with it. Gets another 2 lore here. So now Baker found the library, puts the crab here into the library, removes the Prince John, takes 1 damage here and then passing it over. So now if there is a KO on the Merlin Crab, Baker gets to draw another card, which could be discarded then. But here we see the Iago hitting the field. Also Peter Pan. So now Iago got Rush, right? Together with the Peter Pan, that's 6 strength. I think there's only... Yeah, I think the other Diablo there needs to challenge here as well. Yeah. And then the small Diablo takes out the crab, leaving Baker with no cards. No cards in play, no cards in hand. He is in complete top deck mode. 6 ink. Probably no inkable card here. Could be prepared, right? And yeah, just putting it aside. It is the gold. Okay, he's inking it. So now he's at 7 lower, 7 ink. And I think he's hoping to draw into a be prepared there. And I think now Maximilian is in full control here. Just plays the Hypnotize just to draw some cards. Questing here with everything. Advancing to a lot of lower. And if it's a... No, it's just a Maui here for Baker. So no be prepared. He is exerting all ink there. But it was just a Maui. And I think now, you just quest your way to victory, right? I mean... You're at 15, next turn you're at 19. So he's playing the Cricky. Diablo takes out the Maui. He's now questing for 3, going up to 18. And if there is no be prepared, no, it's just a grab. So there we see the handshake. And yeah, a draw in the first round. Both players take a win. So well played there. And that will wrap it up. So let's continue here into the second round. Okay, here we are. Okay, looks like we got Blurple here up against Ruby and Sapphire. So we have Ellie Webber here on the left up against Franz Hölzler. So let me quickly do an introduction for YouTube and then we can jump right into the gameplay here. Okay, so hello and welcome to another commentary gameplay video here on my channel. So today we are taking a look at the big Ravensburger tournament that happened in Germany. The last weekend. And yeah, we are right now in the Swiss round number 2, where we have Ellie Webber here on the left up against Franz Hölzler on the right. So Ellie is bringing his Ruby Sapphire deck and Franz decides to take the Blurple into this tournament, so I'm pretty excited for this round, and I would say let's jump right into the gameplay. So looks like Franz is going first, inks the Sail to the SLC, plays the Popsicle, draws a card, and then opens up with the Bell by banishing the Popsicle, threatening a Friends on the other side here, saying on the second turn already. So how is Ellie opening up here? Inks die Maui Half-Shark, dem Maui Half-Shark die the weapon of Maui, right? I'm just missing the word here. Okay, looks like Ellie was going first in this game, so not Franz. He played the Sail and inked again, so already up on 3 ink there. So Franz is inking the Bell, plays a Sail on his own, so also not missing the ramp here on the second turn, which is pretty important for these Sapphire focused decks, right? And what does he find else to ink? It is the Let It Go and is now questing with the Bell, gaining the first lore of the second round. Back to Eli, plays the Bell into his Inkwell, drops the Scrooge McDuck, finding the Fishbone Quill, bottom decking also another big Sisu there. And yeah, just passing it back there to Franz, which is now, yeah, threatened by a Scrooge, inking the Finders Keepers, plays the Jago there. So now another big character here on board that could handle the Scrooge McDuck. Eli inking the Fishbone Quill, plays the Morris Workshop, plays a Popsicle to draw one, and pays another ink to draw another card. So he's, yeah, using the Morris Workshop there to accelerate his card draw, because the Flavor Sham was banned, right? You need to find some other ways to find the consistent card draw there. So now back to Friends, which is opening up here with a Genie, drawing just another card. Looks like he's going to ink the Merlin Goat. No, another Let It Go. And just questing here with the Jago. He is not opting to quest with the Bell at all. I mean, there would be also a scenario where just quest, right? And let your opponent attack into the Bell. But yeah, now we see Eli here inking the Queen, plays the Ice Block, and no, I think he also played the Maurice Workshop first, right? Maurice Workshop into another card draw, into an Ice Block with another card draw. Yeah, I think that's what he did this turn. So now back to Friends. He's going to quest here with the Genie and the Jago, going already up here to 5 lower in total. Inks the Jago there, going up to 6 ink. Exerting 4 to play the Goat, getting another lore here, going all the way up to 6. And interesting that he does not quest here with the Bell, right? I think at this point you can just quest here with the Bell, right? I think the only answer from Eli would be AP prepared. So maybe you can just take advantage of this additional questing power And yeah, that's what we see here. So Franz did not take advantage of another quest power here of the bell. Gets another lore by the gold that was banished, right? And back to his turn. Opens up with another genie here, drawing him another card. And yeah, I think next turn Eli could play this Popsicle here to draw 3 cards for 3 ink, right? I mean, when you think that the friends from the other side is a good card draw, how about a Popsicle with 2 Mori's Workshop? Drawing 3 cards for 3 ink. I think this is the most efficient draw you can ask for, right? So, no card here onto the Inkwell. He's just passing it back here to Eli, and now we see the Popsicle here. And he's exerting 3 to draw 3 cards. I mean, he could also sequence it like the way that he is doing it step by step, right? But he knows, yeah, I just want 3 more cards. I don't care what I draw. I just want to refill up my hand here with some gas. Is then playing the Scrooge McDuck here for free, exerting the Popsicles and also Mori's Workshop. And finding, I think it was the Fishbone Quill here. Inks the Queen, plays another Popsicle there. And also the Sisu there to banish the Genie after using the Ice Block, which he already has in play. So really nice build here from Eli, playing a lot of cheap 1-cost items together with some Mori's Workshop to compensate the lack of the Hiram Flabbersham. So I'm really liking this deck here for sure. And back to friends, he found another Genie here, it looks like. Just plays it down, draws another card. But at this point you have to think that Eli has a lot of removal in his hand, right? After all this card draw with his 1-drop items there. Yeah, just passing it back. Here we see the Fishbone Quill being played. Exerts 2 to draw 2 more cards. And now look at this hand. Who needs Hiram Flabbersham when you have such a nice draw engine with all these 1-drop items? So let's see. He's inking the Brawl there. Plays the Fishbone Quill. This time with no card draw, just to accelerate his Inkwell here. And is now questing for 2. And I think now he got his engine going right. He got Mori's Workshop in play. He got some Fishbone Quill to accelerate his Inkwell each and every turn here. With unnecessary cards he will draw. I think I also saw a Vitalis Sphere in his hand. So next turn he can just play the Vitalis Sphere for 1. Like the Popsicle, not drawing a card, but could exert 2 more ink to draw 2 cards because of the Mori's Workshop. So pretty great card here. So everybody that just tuned in, we are right now in the Swiss round number 2 of the Lorcana big Ravensburger tournament that happened in Germany today. And I will also put the speed here to 1.5, right? To go a little bit faster through the Swiss rounds here. So Franz just played on the Jago and then questing here with the Genie, netting him to lower. But now, wow, look at this. He found another Mori's Workshop here. Pays 2 to draw 2 more cards. Yeah, just play another 3 for Fishbone Quill here. Draw 3 more. Is now using 2 Fishbone Quills for 2 additional ink. Plays the Scrooge McDuck for free. Yeah, why not? Finding another Vitalis Sphere here. And look at this face expression. He knows that he is in full control here. He is drawing cards left and right. Inks, a 1-cost Vitalis Sphere. Because he doesn't need the extra draw power. Yeah, he doesn't care. He could just ink 4 times this turn. 3 Fishbone Quill 1 time for the turn. Using the Ice Block and then plays another Sisu to get rid of the Genie and then questing for 2 with the Sisu and Scrooge McDuck that was already in play. So, wow, this is a really nice item heavy focused version of Ruby and Sapphire. Now let's see, what can Friends do to come back here? Honestly, I don't know. He's lacking a little bit of card draw. He's lacking a little bit of board presence, right? There's not much going on. He also didn't ink for last turns, right? And another slow turn incoming. Plays the Finders Keepers here. Just to draw 3 cards, but yeah. Inks Popsicle to play the Peter Pan there. So now at least he can take off the Sisu. And maybe the Jago takes out the Scrooge McDuck, right? Yeah, that's what we see here. Both cards taking out the characters here from Eli. And yeah, I mean, there you saw 5 ink exerting for a draw 3. And on Eli's side, he can play a 1-cost event and exert 2 more to draw 3 as well. So now with the third Maurice Workshop, you can also ink another or exert another ink to draw another card. So this is really crazy. So now we see the Sapphire Coil here for 5, drawing him 3 cards. Another Sapphire Coil for 5, drawing him another 3 cards. Is now using 3 Fishbone Quill here to ink 3 cards from his hand. And wow, he's just in full control of this game. Shifts the Sisu here, taking off, yeah, all characters, right? Because he inked so much, he reduces the strength of the Jago there, and then just inks, plays another Vitalisphere here to draw another card there or 2. At this point, I have no clue how much ink there is, right? Friends plays the hardest, returns the Sisu into his inkwell, fueling up even further. So wow, really crazy to see this deck of Eli here in action. Look at his board. 3 Maurice Workshop, 3 Popsicle, Vitalisphere, 3 Fishbone Quill, 2 Sapphire Coil, Ice Block. I think he can reduce whatever your opponent is throwing at you to 0. Except something that has ward, right? So here we see the big Tamator hitting the field. No item in discard. Just playing the lucky dime. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So yeah, 15 lore instant here for Eli. And yeah, you can see his smile. He knows that his deck here run really well. So let's jump right into the second game here. Okay, both players shuffling up. Still in the mulligan step. Okay, I think here we are. Okay, so now we are in the second round, or the second game of round number 2. Friends going first, inks the Elsa, plays the Popsicle, banish the Popsicle to play his spell here. Same start as in the game 1. And let's see what Eli is cooking up here. Inks the Hideaway, plays the Popsicle, draws a card. And Friends opening up here with Friends from the other side. Netting him 2 more cards. Inks the Madame Fox, plays the Sail to ink another card, so not missing the ramp here at all. Now the question, what to ink? Let's see, he's inking the Madame Fox, okay. That's, yeah, tough decision here, inking 2 of them already. And here we see Eli inking the Fishbone Quill, plays the Sail on his own, drawing him another card and inks another card. Could be, maybe, yeah, he's inking the Queen. Does he has some one-drop items here? No. I think there is a Popsicle, but he's not playing it out, right? Maybe he is considering, yeah, keeping it until he finds a Maurice Workshop, just to accelerate his card draw engine, as we saw in game number 1. And here we see, yeah, the bell being inked by Friends, questing with the bell. plays another goat, gets another lore. Okay. And back to Eli, which is now playing the Sail the Asteroid Sea here. Inks a Hideaway, Inks another Sail to play out. Yeah, just a Maurice Workshop. And I think that's the hidden strength there from Eli's deck, right? He just wants to accelerate his Inkwell, plays a Maurice Workshop, and then play these cheap items just to refill up his hand again. And next turn we will probably see another Maurice Popsicle here for 2, and maybe also Vitalisphere to draw 1. But first off, back to friends. Inks the Jago and plays the Finder's Keeper there for 5. And now what? We will probably now see a draw 3 from Eli as well, but by spending much less ink. Starting off with the Popsicle there by exerting 2 and then drawing 2. One of the Popsicle, one of the Maurice Workshop effect. And then we see the Sapphire Coil here together with another ink spend to draw another card. It's now inking another Queen and just passing it back here to friends. Which is going to ink the Bell. Place the Gaston here. Checks the top 3. Is now finding one of these cards, puts it into his hand, and then he will probably run into AP Prepared there from Eli in the next turn, I would imagine. But let's see. Okay, yeah, just questing with the Bell and the Merlin Goat. And yeah, here we see the Vitalisphere being inked. Be prepared wiping off all the characters there from friend's side. And now we just see another goat here being played down. Netting him another lore. Going up to 7 already. Inks the Jago there. Plays the friends from the other side. As drawing 3. And yeah, here we see the Maui's weapon here being put into the Inkwell. Plays the Shield of Virtue and drops the Queen here. So next turn we could see 2 times the Queen being used with the shield that can restand some units. So back to friends, which is opening up with a Genie, inks the Sail and plays another Genie here to draw 2 cards. But let's see if Eli is able to find a big Sisu there. Is finding the Sapphire Coil here. Is now paying 1 to draw another card. Is then using the shield here to restand the Queen. Just to reuse the effect here. Checks the top 4, finding the weapon of Maui, right? If you have a Maui, you can either give him evasive or +3 strength. You can also pay to use this item. And now we see the Scrooge McDuck here hitting the field by exerting 4 items. Finding another Fishbone Quill. Could be that Eli is maybe... Yeah, okay, he's inking the Vitalisphere. Place the Brawl onto one of these Genies. And... yeah, so Maui's fishhook there in the screen. It costs 2 if you want to use it without the... if you don't have a Maui in play, right? So here we see a quest with the Genie, then the Madame Fox number 3 being placed here, bouncing back the Genie, taking out the Scrooge McDuck, and then another Genie put down to draw another card. The Bell will be put into the Inkwell, and then we just see a pass here to Eli. And I think now he is in full mode again. He got 9 ink to work with. But at this point, okay, another Maurice Workshop. He's playing it out for 3, pays another 1 to draw another card. Does he have? I think there's another ice block. So he could pay 3 to play the ice block and then draw 2 more cards. Inks the Maui here. He's first brawling away the genie. Questing with the Scrooge McDuck and then just restanding it with the shield. Not taking any risk that there's another rush character here from Friends on his side of the field. So let's see. So for everybody that just tuned in, we are right now at round number 2 here of the large Ravensburger tournament that happened in Germany today. It was a big 512 tournament and the top 64 card will be played tomorrow. And here we see the Elsa together with the Peter Pan taking out the Scrooge McDuck, putting 4 damage here onto the Elsa. And yeah, I will also put all the videos I will comment here on my YouTube channel. So feel free to leave a follow here, check out my YouTube channel. You can find the link in the description. And yeah, I will do also One Piece and Lorcana content. Also sometimes also some Pokemon content. So yeah, all the TCGs you love. And here we see Eli playing the Tamatoa, grabbing some popsicles back to his hand. And just inking, I think, another card here with his Fishbone Quill. And now Fran is using the hardest to put the Tamatoa back into his inkwell. But at this point, yeah, you have to be threatened by a big Tamatoa again by Eli, which we saw in the first game, right? Where he just popped it and then played the Lucky Dime, which we saw here. Scrooge McDuck for free, plays the lucky, finds the Lucky Dime, plays another Fishbone Quill here to draw 2 more cards, plays the Popsicle for 3 to draw 3 cards. And now look at this hand, it's really filled up again. Also returning or reducing the strength there with the Sapphire Coil. Inking another card. Inks another card and then plays the Siso here to get rid of the Hades. And wow, I think this deck is really fascinating. You have such a nice card draw engine going with the Maurice Workshop. And also great removal options with the Sapphire Coil, the small Sisu, the big Sisu. Here we see Friends inking the Scrooge McDuck and the Elsa taking another quest here, bringing him up to 13 lower. But now is the question, is Friends, does he have enough gas in the tank to quest his way to victory? Okay, here we see Scrooge McDuck finding another Maurice Workshop. And Eli playing it down for 5 to draw 2 more cards. Plays a Sapphire Coil here for 5 to draw another 3 cards. And look at how much ink he has left here. Fishbone Quill here, inks number 1. Fishbone Quill number 2, inks for the second time. Exerts another 6 here to wipe off the board by shifting the Sisu. Attaching the Maui's Fishhook here to Sisu to give him evasive. And then passing it over to Friends. And yeah, I think the space on the playmat here is limited. And I think if Eli is able to play another few items, there won't be any more space. And yeah, Friends just plays another Let It Go. Accelerating the ink there by Eli by another 2 cards, right? Because the shift Sisu line here was put into his inkwell. And then inks the Finders Keepers. Play down the Tamatoa. Trapping him a Popsicle. And pass back here to Eli. Sail to the Asteroid Sea here. Put into the inkwell, reducing the strength by the Tamatoa. And just, yeah, look at this. One Sisu here is enough. I mean, with 3 Sapphire Coil, you can KO something that has 7 strength, right? Which is absolutely crazy. And look at this. 2 more Popsicle, exerting 6 ink here. Does he draw a card? No, I don't think so, right? He just played him down, didn't draw any card. Maybe he's fearing that he gets discarded. And yeah, we do see the Tamator here in his hand and also Lucky Dime, so probably now next turn we just see everything, yeah, played out for a quick win. Let me calculate the items. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 items. And then Tamator has 1, so 14, 15 lore. Yeah, I think now he has it. So now we see a quest here with the Tamator. He will bring out the Lucky Dime for free. Then we see the Tamator, and then he's questing with the Lucky Dime, which is, yeah, should be enough. There are, yeah. Wow, and Eli takes this game number 2 here with a quick 2, another quick, it was a rather long game, right? But swift 2-0 victory here. Pretty impressive. And it will wrap up this round. So let's continue up to the next one. Okay, let me take a look. Okay, so here we are. I will just do a quick introduction for YouTube and then we will continue with the video. Just starting a new recording. Perfect, so here we are. Okay, so hello and welcome to another commentary gameplay video here on my channel. So today we are taking a look at the round number 3 of the big Ravensburger tournament that happened last weekend. And we are right now in round number 3, where we have Bennett Köhl here on the left up against Lena Petz here on the right. So Bennett is playing the Amber Emerald deck and Lena is using another Ruby Sapphire version. So will be a pretty interesting match, and I would say let's jump right into the gameplay here. So looks like, yeah, we see the fist bump here. Both players drawing the cards, so they're still in the mulligan step, so I think I can, yeah, just forward a little bit here, right? Okay. I think now we see the game here going first. Okay, Lena is going, no, Bennett is going first. Couldn't quite see what he was inking there. Just passing it back there to Lena. And I just see a Popsicle there, okay. Here we see the Ursula on his second turn. There is a Be Prepared and also a How Far I Go, yeah. He is discarding the How Far I Go. Makes sense, I mean you can play another Ursula later to get rid of the Be Prepared. And here we see Lena inking the Tipo, place the Sail to ink another Maui Half Shark to play another Popsicle. Honestly, I don't like that. I think I would rather have, yeah, seen the Tipo here, maybe inking the Be Prepared, right? Just taking this away and have more inkable cards next turn. But let's see. So the Ursula is questing for 1 on Bennett's side, and then for 3 he develops his first Diablo. And now we see Lena taking the Goofy here into a challenge with the Ursula, netting her to lower. And Bennett responds with a Prince John. Questing here with the Diablo, inks another card, and then quest with the Diablo, yeah, and passing it back. And Lena here inking a Goofy, plays the beautiful enchanted Maui here, and The Goofy then quests for 1. And she's also removing 1 popsicle there to remove the damage. So now what does Bennett do to answer this here? He plays another Ursula, getting rid of the other Be Prepared here in Lena's hand. Is then singing Sudden Chill with the Diablo, taking the Maui Half Shark. And is then inking and playing the Diablo there. Just taking a look. There's only 1 Half Shark Maui left, right? And then, yeah, back to Lena. She is inking the Maui Half Shark. Questing here with the Goofy, so probably she drew into a uninkable card. But yeah, it is the Sisu here. So that's why she decided to ink the Maui, right? Because it would get discarded. And now we see Bennett playing down the Daisy here, discarding the remaining card here of Lena's side, shifts the Diablo, and yeah, also singing the Under the Sea here to return the Goofy back under the deck, and then quest with the Ursula. Not quite sure if this was so necessary, right? I mean, it was just Under the Sea for a Goofy, but yeah. Bennett drawing here another 2 cards here off his Diablo. And Lena just inking another Maui. Probably takes a challenge here with the clean Ursula, yeah, taking 1 damage here. Back to Bennett's side. So right now he is at 3 lore. Plays the We Don't Talk About Bruno onto the Maui, taking this off the field. Inks Bare Necessities, and is now just exerting all of his characters except the Prince John for a quest of 4, going all the way up to 8. And then Lena here finding another Kramatala, just trying to find some straws there to come back this game. I think she really wants to hope to see a Be Prepared, right? Inks the Sail to the Azure Sea, takes out the Daisy deck here with the Kramatala. Could also use the Popsicle, yeah, to heal it, yeah, that's what she's doing here. And then back to Bennett. Which, yeah, just has an immense large hand by all these Diablo card draws, right? Each and every turn when Lena is drawing 1 card, he gets to draw 2 more cards, right? So here we just see a quest out here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lore gained, going all the way up to 12. Plays the Kida and also plays the Diablo here. So Kida reducing the strength fair by the Kramatala here by -3. So not threatening a challenge into the Prince John, right? And next turn he can then quest for victory. And here we see Lena playing a Popsicle into Sail the Azure Sea into a Macduck Manor, but don't think that this is enough, right? Because now we have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lore on the board for Bennett. And this is perfect lethal right there. Yeah. He just quested out and takes the victory here, right? Yeah. So 1-0 for Bennett, and let's continue with the second round here, with the second game. Okay, I think we see a pretty nice enchanted card here soon, right? The beautiful Tamatoa. Okay, looks like both players are now ready. So now Lena is going first, inks the enchanted Tamatoa here, plays the Popsicle draw card, and back to Bennett here. inks the Surhis and plays the Diablo. Taking a look at Elena's hand, we do see to how far I go, and also a Popsicle and a Tipo. So now she is playing the Tipo into the inkwell, plays a Tipo to ink. Yeah, I think you can ink the Be Prepared, right? There is no world where this one will be surviving until turn 4 or 5. Rather turn 5, here we see the Ursula. One of these how far I go will be discarded. But I hope that Lena is next turn inking and then playing one of these how far I go just to accelerate her inkwell. Tamatoa being inked. Another enchanted one, and then we see the how far I go here. Taking a look at the first 2 cards. One will be put into the inkwell, one will be put into the hand, and then the Tipo is doing 1 damage here onto the Diablo, and a Popsicle used to heal up the damage. So let's see, Bare Necessities being inked here, and then we see Sudden Chill sang by the Ursula here. Lena deciding to discard the Popsicle, and also Prince John was played, so this means card draw here for Bennett. He's also shifting the Diablo here, sing another Sudden Chill, draw card, and now Lena is drawing for the turn, and so does Bennett. She's now playing the All is Found to accelerate her inkwell here by 2 cards from the trash. Questing here with the Tipo, is then giving it up to Bennett here on his turn. Here we see the Paint the Roses Red sang by the Ursula to draw another card. Diablo taking out the Tipo, and there is a long forgotten here, discarding all remaining cards here by Lena. And now Bennett can freely say quest here with the Prince John as well, right? So now she is in complete top deck mode, finding the Kramatala here to join to a Scar and a Half Shark Maui. Probably you just take the Half Shark Maui and the Ink Hit, right? And that's what we see here. And yeah, just passing it back here to Bennett. Ariel here being placed down. Take a look at the top 4 to find a song. Finds the nice enchanted We Don't Talk About Bruno. And what do you do here? Questing with the Diablo for 1. Going up to 4 lower. Inks another you have forgotten. And then place the Diablo here. No cards in hand for Lena. Draws into a Maui. But I think that's all you can do here. You could also quest here with the Kramatala. I think that's what she's doing here. And back to Bennett, which is singing the We Don't Talk About Bruno onto the Maui, discarding it, right? So taking it back to her hand and then discarding 1 card by random. But since there's only 1 card, it is the guaranteed Maui. And now Bennett is in full control here. Plays another Kida, questing with everything he has on his side of the board. And wow, next turn he can then quest for 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 again. And Lena just drawing a Magduck Manor. And probably you have to quest as well, right? Because you don't do any damage because of the Kida strength reduction. And wow, here we see another quest out, going all the way up to 17 lore already. And what can you do here? You need to hope to find the Be Prepared on the top of your deck here if you are in Lena's spot right now. Bennett also inks another Sudden Chill. You don't need any discard here, and there is a Vision to the Future. How many ink is left? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, just not enough, right? Just not enough. There is... If you would have inked the Magduck Manor. No, but just a Pirate's Life, but that does nothing, right? -2, +2. That is not enough to avoid that Bennett is questing here for the victory next turn. And there we see the fist bump, so Bennett taking a fast 2-0 victory here in round number 3. And yeah, really great version of Lemon Lime. So that will wrap up round number 3. So let's see who we have left. And also next round here looks like we... Okay, players are... Okay, now we got some Steel Song action here. So I will just do another introduction and then we jump into the gameplay. Okay, so hello and welcome to another commentary gameplay video here on my channel. So today we are taking a look at the 502-person tournament that happened in Ravensburger last weekend. So we are right now in Swiss round number 4 and we have here 2 players. We have Sören on the left with Amethyst Steel up against Thomas on the right here with Ember Steel. So I'm really excited to see this match played out, and I would say let's jump right into the gameplay, right? Okay, so looks like both players are ready to go. Looks like Thomas is going first. Inking the Pete here plays the Robin Hood. And then passing it back to Sören, which is starting off with a Pete of himself, plays the Diablo down, so now both players know what they're up against. I think he inked a Piglet there, right, to play a Piglet. He's now questing with the Robin Hood for the first lore of the game. And then we see the pass back here to Sören. Which is inking the Pete here. Plays the Genbox follower and also the Diablo. Then questing for 1 here. Equalizing the score. And yeah, just passing it back to Thomas here, which is going to ink the Strength of Raging Fire, shifting the Robin Hood already, taking, okay, now singing the Let the Storm Rage On onto the Genbox follower, and then questing with the Piglet, right? Doesn't make any sense here to quest when you don't get the full potential of it, right? So now Sören is left with only 2 Diablos here. He takes a look at the Robin Hood again and is now attacking with his Diablo into the Robin Hood just to draw another card. Also another interesting way of drawing cards, right? So now he can still ink for the turn. So inks the Strength of Raging Fire, plays the new dual ink Cobra here, discarding a Genie to net him another 2 lore here. And passing it back to Thomas, not questing with the Diablo here, threatening of the lore gaining potential of the Robin Hood, but he's just saying Strength of Raging Fire onto the Cobra, which is then being banished because she got Vanish, right? So if you use 1 action on her, she will be banished immediately. And now we see a Lawrence here hitting the field, and now the Piglet is questing for 3. Probably not being threatened here by anything on Sören's board, but we do see the Madame Fox here, so he could quest here and then rush into the Piglet, taking this one off the field. That's what we probably see here, yeah. Bouncing back, KOing the Piglet. 2 damage here being placed. Is this me hitting the Inkwell for the Diablo that was just brought back to hand here. And back to Thomas. So now let's see. He is taking the challenge with Demon and Fox, taking 4 damage. And now, wow, perfect. Rapunzel healing up 3 damage and drawing Thomas another 3 cards. So right now everything looks really promising here for Thomas' side. And he can still ink for the turn, right? Yeah, inking the Ariel here, just questing with the Lawrence for 2. Going all the way up to 8 already. And back to Søren. He is playing a Genie, drawing a card. Inks the Merlin Goat and just passing back to Thomas' side, which is now able to quest for 6 potentially. Maybe also playing a Zeus onto the Genie. No, he is eyeing up the Ariel first. Finding the Enchanted Zeus. Oh my god, now I think we will see the Rapunzel or Robin Hood here, probably seeing this one is me being placed here onto the Inkwell. Pete will be played down, so no actions. Rapunzel sinks the Genie away, and then Lawrence and the Robin Hood questing for 4. Bringing him all the way up to 12 lore. And yeah, what can you do here as Søren in this spot? Probably not so much, right? Diablo here takes the challenge onto Lawrence. And yeah, there we just see the scoop up of things. So pretty quick win here for Thomas. Leading up this best of 2 here by 1 game. So let me quickly jump to the next round. To the second game, right? Yeah, okay, I think here. Yeah, players already. Here we see the fist bump. And I think now Søren is going first. Place the Genebox follower here on his first turn. I'm gonna pass back here to Thomas. Which is opening up here with the yeah, I couldn't see this card. I think it was a new set 7 card, right? Into the Inkwell, and then the Cinderella here being placed as a potential 3-cost Singer. And Søren on the other side inks the Magic Broom, quests with the Genebox follower, and develops the Sergeant Calhoun here. Another set 7 card here being inked. And Thomas going white here with another Cinderella and also another Robin Hood here on his second turn. So next turn he can also threatening the Shift Diablo again. And yeah, let's see. Søren playing the Pete here down on his turn, not doing anything with the Calhoun. There we see the same character again hitting the Inkwell, is now shifting the Robin Hood here. Thomas' side, not questing here at all. And Søren is then inking the Mr. Smee to draw 1 with the Genie. He just played out for 4. And also not questing with anything at all. Here just passing it back to Thomas, so a little bit of stalemate right now. So now let's see. Cinderella singing Let the Stormblade on, putting 1 damage here onto the Calhoun, drawing Thomas another card. Another Let the Stormblade on, taking off the Calhoun here. Does he find a Zeus to sing with the Robin Hood here? Inks the Robin Hood. And is then playing the nice promo Rapunzel here. No damage healed. And just passing it back here to Søren. So now let's see what he is doing here. Okay, looks like the genie here is taking out the Cinderella. And yeah, then just inking the Elsa here and place another Pete to protect himself from some actions next turn from Thomas. So now let's see. Okay, so now Thomas playing here a Robin Hood and not doing anything at all, just passing it back to him. Interesting. So now back to Søren here. Looks like he's singing the Strength of Raging Fire here for 3 damage here onto the Robin Hood. He's then singing another Strength onto the Robin Hood, taking this one off the field. Place the Madame Fox to bounce back the Piet. Inks the Elsa to play the Piet again, yeah, and this is also another way to play against Steel Song here, right? Just reusing the Piet over and over again and don't let your opponent play any actions at all. But let's see how Thomas is answering this. Just passing it over to Søren here, not questing here, not doing anything at all. And I think he drew into another Strength here. Just playing this down to get rid of the Robin Hood and then the Genie quest for 2. So no cards in hand here for Søren. He's now taking a look at his discard pile of Thomas. Is now questing here with the Piets and also the Madame Fox here going all the way up to 6. Back to Thomas on the other side. So now we see the Rapunzel here hitting the Piet, loading up 3 damage, and this will be another Rapunzel being played down, so that Thomas can refill up his hand here by 3 cards. So this could be an opportunity here for Thomas to come back into this game. So now I think he gets some more options. Cinderella is singing a Strength of Raging Fire here onto the Madame Fox, taking this off the field. And then another Piet here will be inked from Thomas' side. So what did Søren draw for turn? Couldn't quite saw. Okay, he's just questing here for 4, going all the way up to 10. Is then bouncing the Piet here, challenges into the Cinderella and then plays the Piet again. I mean, there could also be the, yeah, possibility to maybe challenge with the genie or the other Pete into the Cinderella and taking out a Rapunzel in the process here with a Pete and the Madame Fox, leaving Thomas with only one Rapunzel left. But he decides to prefer to go for a quest here. So now we see Rapunzel here attacking into the Madame Fox. And wow, he just has another Rapunzel, healing up 3. And then drawing another 3 cards. Inks another card. Places nice enchanted Cinderella here. The other Rapunzel finally taking down the Madame Fox here. 1 damage left and just pass back here to Sören. So let's see. The Pete is taking the challenge here, right? Into the Rapunzel, taking this off the field. Then the genie and the Pete going for a quest. They could also have taken out the Rapunzel there, no? But he's just playing out the giant cobra here. So let's see what Thomas is doing here. I think now just a song onto the Cobra could be enough to take this off the field. So let's see. So for everybody that just tuned in, we are right now in round number 4 and game number 2 of the Ravensburger tournament. Happened in Germany today, which is a big 512 person tournament with a top 64 cut and played in the best of 2 format. So now we see the Enchanted Zeus here being sang by Rapunzel, taking off the Pete from Sören. And now we see the Rapunzel here being exerted to sing another Zeus here onto the genie. So now it comes back to bite Sören that he didn't challenge the entities Rapunzel. Another Zeus here being hard casted to get rid of the Cobra. Now another Robin Hood played down. So now Sören just plays down the white rose he drew for turn. Gaining another lower, questing with the Pete, going all the way up to 14. So just needs 6 more lower. But the question is, can he get it, right? So now Thomas playing down the Miss Bianca is now challenging here with the Rapunzel, charging up 3 damage again. The other Rapunzel taking the challenge into the Pete, taking this off the field. And now's the question, does he quest here or not? With the Robin Hood and the Cinderella. Yeah. Just questing with the Robin Hood, not with the Cinderella. Yeah, and just passing it back to him. And Sören just drew into Madame Fox, so he could quest with the White Rose. Bouncing the White Rose back, playing it out again. And now is the question, do you rush into the... Yeah, Rapunzel here definitely taking this off the field. And what does Thomas do to answer this board? So yeah, I think Sören really preferring the quest your way to victory route and not the I will answer the board of Thomas strategy. I think if he answered the Rapunzels a while ago, he would have a much bigger board. And I think now, yeah, you can see that Thomas is taking advantage of all the cards here, singing a Strength Raging Fire with the Cinderella for 5 damage. The Miss Bianca is then taking off the, yeah, all cards here. So nothing on Søren's board, he just threw into a Smee. Placed this one down. So Søren is at 17 lore. If there is an instant lore card on top of his deck, he can quest with the Smee. And now Thomas just questing here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Going all the way up to 11. And now let's see. And there is a dog drawing 2 more cards. But now there is no instant lore card, right? So now there is the way to play the crab. Or also attack with the Smee into the Rapunzel, right? I think you have to get rid of the Rapunzel here. I mean, not at all, right? I think Thomas can only quest for 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, so he could go up to 18. And yeah, Mr. Smee is taking the challenge here with the Rapunzel. So I don't know why he doesn't quest here now, right? Because he didn't answer the Rapunzel a while ago. And now when he is so in front of the victory, he is now taking the challenge to Rapunzel, when you could also just quest with the Smee. I mean, there's only 2 cards in hand for Thomas, so I mean, you can also leave a comment below how you like this decision, or what would you have done this spot here. So let's see. Are there any songs left here in Thomas' hand? He really needs a Zeus. Oh, he found another enchanted Zeus there to answer the genie. Incredible. And now just a quest out here. So now it comes to the top deck of Søren. If there is a gold or white rose, he wins. If not, he loses. And it is the... I think it was the Elsa, right? I think it was just the Elsa. Yeah, just the Elsa. So this means he can just go up to 18. If he would have quested with the Smee before, he would be at 19. And now the dog could give him the last remaining lore. But since he opted to challenge into the Rapunzel, that comes back to bite him right now. And that's also costing him the victory here. And not tying things up. And this means that Thomas is taking the win here. And yeah, there's nothing you can do. There we see the fist bump and Thomas winning here with a 2-0 victory. And yeah, so that will wrap up this round here. So I think, if we go back here into the game, I think it all comes back to these first rounds here, where I think in these rounds where Søren here decided to quest out and not answering these Rapunzel that will be getting exerted here. So but I think in the spectator position you are always a little bit more it's easier, right, than in the spot when you're pressured on stream. So let's continue up to the next round. It was round number 4. Now we go into round number 5. Okay, so Let's see. We have here, looks like a Ruby Amethyst up against Steel Song. Will be pretty interesting match for sure. So I would just do a quick new recording, do introduction for YouTube, and then we can jump into the gameplay here. Okay, so hello and welcome to another commentary gameplay here on my channel. Today we are taking a look at round number 5 of the Disney Lorcana Ravensburger tournament that happened here in Ravensburg last weekend. It is a 512-person competitive tournament, and yeah, there will also be a top 64 which will play on Sunday. And yeah, in this round number 5 we have Cashy Franks on the right here with Steel Song up against Philip Hune on the left here with Ruby Amethyst. And let's take a look who went first here. Looks like, yeah, Philip went first, played the Diablo here on his first turn, and now we see Cashy here opening up with a Cinderella. And Philip is immediately questing here with the Diablo, inking the Pirate's Life to play down the Pegasus, 3-1 evasive. Passing it back here to Cashy. So everybody that is just tuning in, I would really appreciate if you could leave a follow here. We'll, yeah, always try to cover some competitive Disney Lorcana, One Piece, also Pokemon tournaments, right? And do a re-commentary on them. So really appreciate the support here. And also, if you have a Twitch Prime left and have not subscribed already, also appreciate the support there. It's no cost at all for you, right? If you have the Twitch Prime, you can just link your account with Twitch and then just support a streamer of your choice. So I would really appreciate the support. So now Philip here using the Peter Pan to get rid of the Cinderella, which sang away the Pegasus, and then Diablo questing here for 1. And back to Cashy's side. Inking the, I think it's the Penny, right? Plays the Lawrence here. Is he questing with the Smee? Maybe he's waiting one more turn. No, he's challenging into Diablo, taking this off the field, giving Philip another card draw here. So now back to Philip. Inking the Brawl here. Plays the Genie. Exerts 4 ink here, and then the Genie taking off the Smee and the Peter Pan taking the quest here. So he really takes advantage of the additional effect of the Peter Pan, right? Giving all your evasive characters rush there. And as we saw, I think in round 1 or 2, he takes the challenge with the newly played character and then takes the quest with the character that was already established. And now Cashy here inks the Piet to play down the bodyguard Pluto, and Lawrence singing the Strength of Raging Fire onto the Genie, taking this here off the field. So now back to Philip's side here. So what does he do now? Looks like the Brawl getting inked here. Peter Pan hitting the field. So does, what is this? This is I think the candle here, right? That gives +1 strength. So this means the first Peter Pan here sacrificed, that the Pluto got only 1 strength. And then the second Peter Pan takes the challenge to KO the Pluto there. And back to Kashi here on the right side. Inks the Dwarf's Mine to play the Gantu here. Quest with the Lawrence going all the way up to, I think the first 2 lore of the game here. For Kashi, Frank's on the right. Let me put the speed here up to 2. Just to see if it's too fast, because both players taking their while to think about. Okay, and here we see the Elsa resting the Gantu, and then the Elsa also taking down the Gantu because of the Illumina. She got +1 strength. And back to Kashi here, questing with the Lawrence, plays the Pete down. And Philip now plays the Genie off his own, drawing another card. Thinks about, first Elsa attacking here into the Lawrence, and then the Genie taking out the Lawrence, and then the Peter Pan takes the quest here. That was nicely done here. And Cashew exerting all cards in his end, exposing all cards here, plays a Mr. Smee. And also another Pete. Not questing with the Pete already established. So now Philip just plays a Maui quest with Peter Pan and the Genie. Just passing it back over to Kashi here. So right now Philip can just quest each and every turn. There's no big threats on Kashi's side. Also no cards in his hand, right? Just a Strength of Raging Fire here onto the Illumina. And yeah, there we just see another Maui here, beat played down by Philip. And then another quest here by both evasive characters, bringing his lore count up to 11. And now Cashew finally found the dog there to refill up his hand. Finds another Lawrence. Sings a Strength of Raging Fire with his P to get rid of the of the Peter Pan, of the Genie from Philip's side. So this means only one lore on board for Philip. Maybe Cashew can out-quest him here, right? Next turn. That's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 quest power here on the side of Cashew. So now he takes the quest here with Pete and Mr. Smee. But there are still some Mauis here on board for Philip that will do some damage here for sure. So Maui number 1 takes down Pete number 1. Maui number 2 takes down Mr. Smee. And then we see another goat here being played down. Peter Pan takes the quest. Bring Philip up to 13 lore. And then a pass back here to Kashi. I think he found... Is it Strength for Raging Fire, right? Let's see. Yeah, Strength for Raging Fire onto the Maui, taking this off the field. Is debating whether or not to quest here. Pete takes the challenge here onto the Maui. Honestly, I'm not quite sure if I like that. Yeah, I think it's okay, right? We could just have quested here. Yeah. But now Philip got the grab here. Buffs the Peter Pan, takes the challenge here into the Lawrence. Then questing here with the goat, plays the Madam and Fox to challenge into the dog, taking off all characters here from Cashy's side. And now Philip is back here in full control here, just a Cinderella here. And then the Elsa taking down the Cinderella, questing for 2, bring Philip up to 14 lore, and there we see the scoop. So Philip winning round number 1 here. And I will just going to skip a few minutes here, right? So here we see both players doing the mulligan, okay. So now we are in the second game here of round number 5. And looks like Cashew got the Daisy Duck start here. So he can aggressively here gain some lore. And Philip starting with the Maui Half Shark and a Magic Broom here. So back to Kashi. Inks the Mr. Smee. And place the Sergeant Calhoun here. Quest with the Daisy. And there was the Maui Half Shark found. So this means a additional card draw here for Philip. So now inking the Diablo, plays the Pegasus again. Not questing with the Magic Broom. Just passing it over to Cashew, right? Not exposing any characters here for free to lore with the Sergeant Calhoun, right? So let's see, he is inking the Strength Raging Fire, plays the Let the Storm Rage on here onto the Pegasus, draws a card, quest here with the Daisy Duck, getting him to lore. It is the goat, so just another card to Philip. Don't think that he is complaining at all here, just getting 3 cards each and every turn. So let's see what he is doing now. There is the Madam and Fox taking down the Daisy Duck, so he could finally answer the 2 questing power here. And now we see Kashi here sacrificing the Calhoun here to gain 2 lore and get rid of the Madame Fox here from Philip's side. Inking another Cinderella here. And then playing a Piglet and a Mr. Smee. Wow, this is around 5 lore in total. If he gets to play another character next turn. Philip starting off here with the goat into the Inkwell, plays the Magic Broom, also Peter Pan. Just passing it back here, so now we see probably Lawrence hitting the field. And then a quest for 5. Or do you go a little bit wider here with some more characters? Playing the location here, quest for 5, plays also Doc to refill up his hand. And inks the Lawrence here, so now he is attacking Philip here on all cylinders, right? Location here, card draw here, exerting characters here, so yeah, just providing as much threats as possible. It looks like Kashi here is hearing some music, right? Looks like he's vibing, but I don't think that they hear anything with their headphones on. But he's feeling the vibe for sure. Okay, Philip is now inking the Maui Half-Shark here. Attacks into the Piglet with his Peter Pan. And now maybe 1 damage here onto the location with the Broom. Could also play the Elsa to exert the Dock. And then the Broom together with the Elsa could take down the Dock there. Would be a possible way, right? No, but decides to play the Crab, buffs the Magic Broom, and he takes out the Mr. Smee. So yeah, the big questing power from Kashi here was torn apart. Only a Dock and the location on his side. I think he gains 1 lower of the location. Not quite sure if this was already reflected here in the lore count. But let's see. Okay, he's starting off by exerting 3 ink, right? Yeah, place the Donald Duck here, giving the Dock another lore, questing here for 2, moving the Dock here to the location to deal 2 damage onto the Peter Pan, taking this here off the field. And now there's a bodyguard, so this means that Philip can attack into the Dock, right? He would need to attack first into the bodyguard or the location. This is another possibility here. So Philip playing down the Elsa. Is now KOing the Daisy Duck here with the Merlin Crab. And Elsa putting 2 damage here onto the location. And yeah, here we see another ink. Another lore being gained. 3 location at the start of Kashi's turn. And is now playing another one. Moving the Dock just to the other location here. Is then questing with it for 1. And also playing another. I think this is the Happy, right? Yeah, this is just a Happy. But it's another yeah, Knight, which can be put into location to deal some damage. So let's see what Philip is doing here to prevent that. Okay, he is refilling up his hand here, plays hardcast the friends, and there we see the fist bump. So looks like Kashi is winning this one. So this round will result in a tie for both players. And it will wrap up round number 5. So let's take a look. Okay, here we got our next game going. Okay, so we have Kennel Bird dead here. So this is No I'm Not here in round number 6. So we got some famous guests here from NA as well. So I will just do a quick introduction and then we will jump right into this game. So now we are getting to the later stage of the round, right? So round 6, 7, 8 and 9. So 4 more rounds of Swiss here incoming. Okay, so I got a new recording going and then I will just do a quick introduction. Okay, so hello and welcome to another commentary gameplay video here on my channel. So today we are watching round number 6 of the Ravensburger tournament that happened last weekend, where we have 512 players competing for some nice prizes, like a trip to the Disneyland in Paris or the nice playmates we see here on stream. And in this round number 6 we have Jakob here on the left up against Kendall Burdett here on the right from NA, which is also known as No I'm Not. So we have the Ember Steel on the left up against Red Ruby Amethyst. So I would say let's jump right into gameplay here, and looks like Kendall is going first. Inks the Magic Broom, plays the Channel Box follower here, and Jakob is inking the Robin Hood to play a Robin Hood. Kendall Burdett, I will just let me turn the speed down a little bit here. Here we see the Ursula, oh no, Vanessa, right, hitting the field for Jakob, and Kendall played a Diablo here, inks the Lumia and then brawls away the Robin Hood, avoiding any shift lines, passing it over to Jakob again. We see that the Storm Rage onto the Channel Box follower. Is then inking Mr. Smee to play the Pete, so no actions here for Kendall the next turn. And he is questing, playing the Madame Fox, taking the challenge here with the Ursula. Inks the library to play down the Diablo again. And now we see Jakob here putting out his notebook. Okay, so Jakob singing here, let us Storm Rage onto the Madame Fox, taking this one off the field. Also drawing at a card. I also see some Whole New World, some Simba in his hand, so pretty interesting Ember Steel deck. He's now inking the Robin Hood here, plays the Mr. Smee. And then back to Kendall, which is going to play the Genie down. Questing here with the Diablo and just inking another Half Shark Maui here. So looks like he's going to ink a Cinderella here, yeah. Plays the Simba and then the Pete takes the challenge onto the Diablo and the Mr. Smee questing for 2. Bring Jakob also the first 2 lore of this game. So now back to Kennel. So he's thinking about the options he can go through. Sings Friends of the Other Side with the Genie to draw 2 more cards. He's then playing the Peter Pan. Inks another Brawl to play another Peter Pan. So now one Peter Pan sacrifices himself to banish the Mr. Smee. And now Jakob plays the Prince Naveen to sing a Whole New World for free, refilling both players' hands there by 7 fresh cards, and they have to discard their whole hand. So pretty high risk, high reward card, right? Could draw into nothing, you could also let your opponent draw into amazing cards. So here we see the Simba sing Zeus here to get rid of the Peter Pan. Place the 1-cost Simba just to draw one and trash one. Cycling a little bit through his deck. Throwing away unnecessary cards. Okay, the Cinderella here will be thrown into the discard pile. And then the Pete is questing for 1. And then we see the World's Criminal Mind here into the Inkwell. And then I think there was also a quest with the characters, right? Because the Simba restanding all characters there. So now back to No, I'm Not here on the right side. Looks like he's starting off here with a quest with the genie. He's then playing for 3D Madame Fox to take the challenge here onto the Simba. Inks the Finders Keepers to probably play the genie again. Yeah. Just to draw another card. Also advancing his lore count up to 19 already. So let's see. Jakob here is playing down the... No, he was shifting. No, he was playing down the Ariel, yeah, right there. So exert all his ink there. Can still quest with the Pete, yeah, exerting Pete and Simba here to gain another 2 lore, equalizing the score here at 5. And then not doing anything with the Prince Naveen here, just passing it back here to Candle on the right side. He's immediately questing with the genie here, and then plays the beat prep here for 7, wiping off all characters from both sides, and then also inking another Half Shark Maui. So back to Jakob, which is starting off here with the Ariel. Taking a look at the top 4, finding nothing here, so whiffing here on this search. And is now playing a Lawrence down to have some high questing power available to him the next turn. What can Candle do to answer this? Plays a genie. And plays the library here. And also a Diago will be inked to play another Diablo down. So now library and a genie. No, it's not a library, sorry, it's the Queen's Castle, which is accelerating the lore count even further. So Jakob here playing another Ariel. Now there are some songs. There's Strength for Raging Fire and also a Let It Storm Rage on. So all the possible songs you can choose from. So let's see what he's grabbing here. Looks like the Lawrence here attacks into the Queen's Castle. The Ariel is singing a Zeus here onto the Queen's Castle. And yeah, interesting. I mean, there was also the possibility to sing a... Yeah, no, I think it's good to remove the location here, right? Yeah. Because if you remove the genie right now, right, when there's a be prepared, there would still be the location that is questing for 2. So now Candle wipes off the board, plays the Magic Broom, plays the Diablo, banish the Magic Broom to draw another card. And then passing back here to Jakob, which is opening with a Smear and a Piet. So no actions for Candle next turn. So this means that these 2 characters should be safe here. Quest a little bit out of his. And Candle now at another... Wow. Brings out the Half Shark Maui and the Queen's Castle again. questing here with the Diablo. If he would have no inkable cards, if he would have one more inkable card, right, he could use this to put the Maui here into the Queen's Castle, gaining him another card draw possible the next turn. But this is not the case. So let's see what Jakob is doing here. Robin Hood, Strength, and Rapunzel on his side. Place the Robin Hood down. And just passing it over here. So now Candle getting 2 lore off the Queen's Castle. And wow, I mean now he could just move all his characters there. But no, he's playing the Elsa. Exerting the Robin Hood. Maui taking the challenge here into the Robin Hood. And is there no action? There's a Pirate's Life, right? There's a Pirate's Life, and I think there should be a Friends from the other side, if I'm not mistaken. So he's taking the Pirate's Life here. Action that netting him 2 lore, and then your opponent loses 2 lore. Okay, so now we see the Peter Pan here being played down. Diablo quest for 1, and then Elsa and Peter Pan will be put into the Queen's Castle. So now, if Jakob is not removing the Queen's Castle, this means that Candle can draw 1 card for each and every character that is on the castle, and there we see the scoop. So Candle winning game number 1 here in a pretty dominant fashion. So let's continue here onto the second round of the second game, right? Of this round number 6 here. So both players mulligan away their cards. Okay, looks like Jakob went first in something and passed the turn away, right? So now we see the Finders Keepers here being inked for Candle, placed on the Magic Broom, and then passing to Jakob, which is playing the Mr. Smee here. I think it was a Strength Raging Fire here inked for Jakob. And Candle opening here with the Diablo, questing with the Magic Broom, and place the Illumine here on his second turn. Illumine here, yeah, strengthening, giving all the characters from Candle's side +1 strength. Can be pretty crucial here. So Jakob inking the World's Criminal Mind here, place the Strength, Raging Fire, to get rid of the Lumia here, and then questing. Now he's challenging into the Magic Broom, taking 2 damage in total, right? 1 of the challenge, and then 1 at the end of the turn. So now Candle just inking a Genbox follower, place the Peter Pan to get rid of the Mr. Smee from Jakob. So he's just trying to get rid of all this threat from Jakob's side. Playing down the Simba here. Drawing 1, trashing a Lilo, which is exactly what you want to see, right? And then he's inking the Strength Raging Fire to play the Ariel here. Just to whiff, sadly. And now back to Candle, which is inking the Iago, plays the Genie, draws a card, and then passing it back over to to Jakob, which is singing A Whole New World with the Ariel. So both players discarding their whole hand and draw 7 fresh cards off the top. This could lead to a lot of explosiveness from both sides, right? Let's see what Jakob is doing now with the new cards he was dealt with. Okay, looks like he just played a Lawrence and a Lilo there, right? Yeah. Passing it back here to Candle, which is playing another Lumi here for 2. Inks a Queen's Castle to play the Peter Pan to get rid of the Ariel. And then Genie is questing here for 2. Back over here to Jakob. So he got a full lot of characters here in his hand. Got 5 questing power here available. Inking the Cinderella here. So I think he could go really wide here if he wants to, right? Candle is at 5 down, at 5 ink. So there's no be prepared option here available for him next turn. And interesting that he does not consider here to quest with everything, right? I think if I would be Jakob, I would just quest here with everything, right? Just squeezing out every lore possible, but now Candle got the Elsa here. I think you can, okay, he is exerting the Robin Hood. So Elsa takes on the Robin Hood. Peter Pan and Genie here questing for 3, bring him up to 6. And then he's inking another Queen's Castle to play 1 Diablo down. So the question is, does he have a prepared? I mean, with this board you don't want to be prepared, right? Okay, here we see it. Brawl, Merlin Crab, and be prepared here on the side of Candle. I could blank down another Robin Hood here, 1 drop. The Rapunzel sang a Zeus here to get rid of the Peter Pan. Interesting that he did not get rid of the Genie there, right? Then we see Lilo here questing for 2. So does the Lawrence, bringing Jakob up to 4. Lore, and then we see the pass here over to No, I'm Not again. So what do you do? Do you just quest out and be prepared here? But your opponent got, I think, 1 or 2 Lilos, right? I think 1 was trashed earlier. 1 was played here, so you could just refill 2 bodies at no cost besides the 2 ink that it will cost to summon them out before you draw. So let's see. Okay, yeah, Candle here questing with everything, is then inking the Brawl and place Be Prepared, resetting everything and also drawing 1 card of the Diablo here. And Jakob here revives both Lilos here from his trash, drawing for the turn. Draws into a Robin Hood here. Just passing it over here to Candle, which found 1 Maui. So there's at least 1 solution here. And another Peter Pan, so could take off both Lilos here. But no cards in hand, therefore Candle. So just a Robin Hood and a Cinderella here. Plays down, no Lilo was brought from the discard pile there. So now Kendall singing here with the Peter Pan friends from the other side. Great top deck to have. Place the Magic Broom, place the Elsa, rest the Robin Hood, banish the Magic Broom, draw card, and also gets another Lumiere here down. And Maui is then challenging into the Robin Hood. Champion of Sheerwood. And now Jakob decides to bring both Lilos back again. Place the Lawrence as well, and then just passing it here over to No, I'm Not again. So here we see Kendall using Friends as a hard cast, drawing 2 cards. Is now playing the Elsa to rest the Lawrence down. The Elsa is then attacking here into the Lawrence. Lumiere here taking down the Lawrence, and then the Peter Pan and Elsa respectively taking both Lilos here. Just taking 1 damage each. And the Lumiere takes no damage, right? Because the Lawrence was hit first. And Jakob bringing back both Lilos again. Just reusing them over and over again. Plays Mr. Smee here. Another 2 questable buddy. Just passing it over. So now we see friends from the other side again hard casted here. Inks the Magic Broom, plays the Maui Half Shark. And I think there we just see the scoop. Yeah. Jakob sees the writing on the wall, and Kendall takes this round number 6 here in a 2-0 victory here. So well done here by him. That will wrap up round number 6 of this tournament. So, oh nice, we got DKP here. This will be probably interesting match for sure. Okay, so I will just do a quick introduction here, and then we will jump right into the gameplay. So everybody that just tuned in, we are right now in round number 7 of the Ravensburger tournament. It happened in Germany today. And yeah, if you enjoy Lorcana or One Piece or Pokemon, yeah, I would really appreciate if you would leave a follow here on Twitch. And yeah, you can check out my profile with some link to my YouTube channel. There will be also all VODs uploaded there to rewatch later. So thank you, Sa, for following, and also the comment in the chat box. Okay, so I just started a new recording here. Okay, and then I will do a new introduction here. So hello and welcome to another commentary gameplay here on my channel. So today we are watching round number 7 of the Ravensburger tournament that happened in Germany. This is a 512 competitive tournament. And in this round number 7 we have Sebastian Seeberger here on the left up against Ding Kang Pham, which also known as DKP. And we have a Ruby Sapphire for DKP up against Sapphire Steel for Sebastian here. So pretty exciting match. And yeah, I would say let's jump right into the round number 7 here. Looks like DKP went first, inks this nice, let it go, and plays the popsicle down. And also showing us his cards here in hand, right? Here we see the Strength Raging Fire inked to play down the Mickey Mouse, and then DKP here inks a Vision, plays a Sail, draws a card, and also inks another Tamator here. Maybe I will just decrease the speed a little bit because both players are pretty fast. 1.25 here. So now we see Sebastian here inking and plays Mr. Smee down. So now DKP inks the Tipo, plays the How Far I Go, inks the Sail and takes the other card I couldn't quite see, right? Was pretty fast here in his movement. But that's what you want to see. Want to ramp as fast as possible. So here we see the Mickey Mouse being inked. Mickey Mouse and then the Mr. Smee go on a quest. Pete comes into play to stop your opponent from playing any action cards. Now we see the Magduck Manor here being placed into the inkwell. Tamator to bring out one popsicle back. And just a pass back and a look into his hand. There were to be prepared, right? So a big whole new world would really hurt him right now, but let's see. I think not quite sure if Sebastian is running these cards. I think it looks more than like a Kiwi build, right? I see the Alice there. So let's see. Okay, he's shifting the Mickey Mouse here. Okay, DKP also has to read his card. I'm also not familiar what the exact stats on these cards is, right? We just see a Let the Stormrage on here being sang by the Pete. Bring 2 damage here onto the Tamator. Mickey Mouse sings Strength to put 3 more damage counter on it. Is then inking the Pluto quest with the Smee here. Getting another damage and also going up to 5 lower, and DKP now just ink something, plays Be Prepared, resets the board and got some draw power available for next turn. So probably he's using this turn to use some popsicle to draw some cards and also How Far I Go to draw another card. Finds a Maui here. And yeah, okay, he can't play the How Far I Go, right? Because there was the Pete just played the last turn. So now we see Captain Hook here being played. Another Pete being played by Sebastian. Quest here with the Pete, bringing him up to 6 low in total. And yeah, when you see both popsicle going to discard pile, you probably know what's coming next. Is the Tamator bringing up all the popsicle again. Plays another popsicle, draw a card. Now he needs to ink a Brawl to play another popsicle. And just like that, he refilled up his hand again. With just reusing over and over these popsicle again. So, what can Sebastian do here? Got Alice here, maybe just play down some characters. And hope that you can quest your way to victory, right? Let's see. Okay, so here we have the Alice, okay. Pete. Both Pete's will be going on a quest here. And then we see DKP here playing the How Far I Go. And also inking another Sail. And now we see the Maui here taking the challenge into the Pete. I think the Tamator also took the challenge here onto the other Pete. So removing all possible buddies there from Sebastian's side. I think this was really nicely played here by DKP, right? Definitely want to take off all the threats here from Sebastian's side. He's inking the Magdak Manor, playing out another Mickey Mouse. And now we have the stats. It's a 3-4 stat line. Has resist 1. And yeah, quest for 2 has 3-4. And if you would have some magic brooms in play, you can deal damage to a character up to the amount of magic brooms you have in play. But now we see DKP here opening up with Vision of the Future, and also Sebastian quested with the Alice, going to 10 lower. Now the Maui taking the Alice out of the field. And wow, here we see both Magdak Manor being played down by DKP. Questing here with the Tamatoa. So now the race officially begun here for DKP as well. First 2 lore of the game. He's not inking anything, just passing it over here to Sebastian. And he's shaking his head. Probably into something he wants to see, right? I mean, what can help you in this spot at all? Plays a Magdak Manor here by himself. And also takes off the Maui here with his Mickey Mouse. So now he's gaining 4 lore of the Magdak Manor. Plays a Maui, and then these two take out the Magdak Manor of Sebastian. And just for 2 he can refill up his hand with any card he wants from the next 5 with the... Ah no, it was the Develop Your Brain, so this is just the top 2. 1 will be put to the bottom, 1 to the hand. Plays a Popsicle, plays the Sail, plays another Develop Your Brain. Sadly, he doesn't find any sharks. I think now we see the first half shark Maui here. So probably eyeing up this, right? And then he's also healing up the damage. Just passing it back here to Sebastian. He just got a Cogsworth here. And now we see the CISO here wiping off all, well, not all, like the only character on Sebastian's side. Also gaining another 4 lore in this turn, right? Equalizing the score at 10. Questing for 2, so already up at 12. And then inking another Let It Go here. And just because he can, he puts it into the Magdak Manor. And I think now that's GG, right? 4 lore of the Magdak Manor, 2 of the Tamatoa, 3 of the Sisu. That's max 9 in total. Should be 21. Should be game, right? Yeah, so DKP takes game number 1 here in 11 minutes. Pretty fast, so let's see what we have here in the next. So both players still setting up. Okay, looks like 1 second. Okay, here we start. Okay, so I think now Sebastian will be going first. Inks the Mickey Mouse, plays the Mickey Mouse for 1. And then DKP is starting off here with the Vision. Plays the Develop Brain. So maybe he doesn't have any way to find ramp. And back to Sebastian. So yeah, if you don't have any ramp card in your hand, it's definitely better to play the Develop Your Brain instead of the Popsicle, right? Just because you get access to 1 more card, which could be then the Tipo or the Sail the SLC for your turn 2 ramp action. So Sebastian here inking the popsicle, place the cartoon, and then quest with the Mickey Mouse here. Advancing to 1 lore. Let's see how this one goes. So now we see DKP inking the Tamatoa. Place the Sail the Ezreal Sea. And inks a Magduck Mana. And back to Sebastian here. Which is now inking the Mickey Mouse, playing the Alice, questing with both characters here, going up the way to 3. And now DKP inks the Enchanted Tamatoa and plays the How Far I Go. 1 card he has to take, 1 he has to ink. He looks a little bit frustrated. I think this was another mana he just inked. I think not what he wants to see. Now Sebastian is questing with the Alice, questing with everything else, so should be 5, should be going to 8 now, yeah. Cogsworth hitting the Inkwell. So still can... yeah, not playing anything here, so just a Maui for DKP, taking care of the Alice here. Then inks the Grammatala, just passes it over here to Sebastian. So if there is a Letter Storm Rage on in his hand, he could then play it out. Yeah, and then attack with the Calhoun here. Let's see what he's opting to do. John Tology, thank you for the follow. Really appreciating the support here. So now, still Sebastian's turn. He's still thinking about what to do next. He's really taking his time here. Inking the Pluto. And then the, both characters here changing into the Maui, the Calhoun, finishing it off, gaining Sebastian another 2 lore. And DKP using a popsicle to draw through his deck, place the Grammatala. Bottom decking the How Far I Go. Place the Developing Brain. Grabs the Magduck Mana here. But just in case there is a whole new world, this will be discarded, so not what DKP wants to see, right? So now he's deciding what to ink of his hand. Eyeing up the Vision of the Future, right? Okay, and now back to Sebastian's side here. inks the Pluto, plays the Pete, plays the Alice. So there's no be prepared happening. Could play down a Sisu, however. DKP inks the Tipo here. Plays another Chromatala. Puts the how far I go to the bottom of the deck. Is then questing here, yeah. Questing for 1. So the first lore gained here for DKP. And just probably a pass back here to Sebastian, right? So he is thinking about his actions here. And for those of you who still got their Twitch Prime not subscribed yet, it's no free cost, no additional cost for you, right? It's just free of charge. You just have to link up your Amazon account with your Twitch and you can subscribe to a streamer of your choice. So here, wow, we see Coxworth and Mr. Smee here hitting the field. The Pete takes the challenge, right? And then the Alice was singing, taking off all the Chromatalas here. And now we see DKP using the Sisu here to wipe off all the characters with 2 or less strength here from Sebastian's side. Only Pete and Mr. Smee left on his side here. And now we see a letter storage on here onto the Sisu to draw another card. Place the Popsicle, draw another card. Finding a whole new world. Now's the question, do you want to play this if you don't have a Zinger? I don't think so, right? You give your opponent a lot of, new resources. And he's also outvaluing your Inkwell, so he can play much more during a turn. And here we see the whole new world, and there will be 2 Maui and 2 Sail the Asteroid Sea gone. Wow. Thanks for the comments, you just mentioned that there will be 3 B-Prips in discard pile. I didn't notice that, right? Was focusing on Sebastian's side, so didn't saw what DKP was discarding. But 3 B-Prip pairs is really not what you want to see, right? Only way to retrieve them is through the Half-Shark Maui. But let's see, I think it also sucks a little bit if you have to play the whole new world with your ink, right? And you can't sing because then you can't go to white here. Okay, a bell helps, right? Banish the Popsicle, play a bell down for 1, he plays another Mickey down. And then he's questing for 2, so at least he got some threats here going. So let's see what DKP is cooking here. I mean, at least he will use the Popsicle probably. Maybe he's just questing and use Be Prepared. Yeah. Just easy push the button and remove everything here. Ah no, he's singing it. Oh, nice, nice. He was singing it with the Sisu and now playing the Half-Shark Maui together with a How Far I Go. And this means that he gains an additional lore because of the Maui Half-Shark effect, right? So, yeah, let's see. Pete here. We play down, so no actions for DKP next turn. Bell put into the Inkwell Captain Hook here, hitting the field. Also the Mickey Mouse. And DKP just inks a Tipo away, no action cards can be played this turn. But he can play another half-shrugged Moi. So now the amount of lore he gains per action is doubled, right? This means 2 lore gained for each and every action that TKP is playing. So next turn, if he, let's say, got a lot of Develop Your Brain and Vision of the Future, he can just, yeah, really snowball this into a lot of lore each and every turn. So now we see Sebastian here playing the bell, getting rid of the popsicle, and also playing a dog here to refill up his hand. So he found a Letter Stormage on and also a Alice. Now questing for 4, right? 2 of the Mickey, 1, 2, yeah. 4 lore in total. And then we see a pass back here to TKP. He's at 16, no, Sebastian is at 16 lore. He also got 2 lore on the board with the dog and the bell, right? So maybe now would be time for some Pirate's Life action. If he's able to pull the trigger. Still thinking about his options here. So now he's doing the math here, right? There is another Maui in his hand he could play down. 2, 4, 6. But maybe he's considering grabbing the whole Be Prepared, right? Let's see. Okay, so he is attacking into the Mickey Mouse, taking to be prepared. Is then attacking. No, he's singing. Is KOing the Pete here to grab another Pirate's Life. So now he needs to ink 1 card, right? And then can play the Pirate's Life and also be prepared here to reset all characters here from both sides. He still needs to ink. No, he's just playing 2 Pirate's Life here. Nice. This means +4, so 8 lore for DKP. -4 for Sebastian, so he's going down to 12. He's going up to 11, using the popsicle to heal some damage. So maybe, yeah, DKP found a way here to come back here into this game. And next turn he can then, yeah, probably, depending on if Sebastian is questing or not, attack with the sharks, get some actions, play them out for some lore. Maybe he has some more actions in his hand. So here we see a little Storm Rage on here, KOing the Half-Shark Maui here, one of these at least. Pete comes into play, so no actions for DKP. And then we see a Strength Raging Fire KOing the other shark, and then a quest here with the dog and the Captain Hook here. Now we see a big Sisu wiping off everything except the Bell and the Pete because of their 3 strength. Popsicle for Sebastian. Mickey was played into the field. And now we see the Sisu here clearing everything with the Maui together, Brawl taking away the Mickey. So now Sebastian's Feld is cleared. I think he's only having 1 card in hand, right? Or is this the Inkwell? I'm not quite sure. Just a McDuck Manor. Then we see a pass. So now he is, yeah, playing another Half-Shark out. No, it looks like he is questing here, and just the Maui puts 6 damage here onto the McDuck Manor. Let it go into the Inkwell. Develop your brain here. Gaining DKP and a lore. And I think he messed it up. I think he just thought that he already have it, right? But there we see the handshake. So DKP takes the win here. 2-0 win. Well played here by both players. And yeah, that will wrap up round number 7. So only 2 more to go, right? Okay, so let me quickly do a new introduction here. So now we are in round number 8. Only this round and the last one. And I think in the last round we have Artabex playing. So yeah, definitely stay tuned. But first we will take a look at this round here. Okay, so right now, let me take a look. Did I start the recording? Yeah, it's going. Okay, perfect. So hello and welcome to another commentary gameplay here on my channel. Today we are watching round number 8 of the Disney Lorcana. Not of the Disney Lorcana challenge, right? Of the Ravensburger tournament that happened last weekend here, like today. In Germany, it is a 512 player tournament with also a top 64 cut. And in this round number 8, we have Marco here on the left up against Simon. Marco playing the purple deck while Simon is running a Sapphire Emerald version. So pretty interesting color combinations, and I would say let's jump right into the gameplay here. So looks like Simon inking here, not playing anything on his first turn, just passing it over here to Marco, which inks a bell, and also passing it over here. So no popsicle found here for both players. Now we see the Magdak mana here put into the inkwell. Tipo played down, and also inks another rested card here. Thank you for the follow, 862 Yamuni. Really appreciating the support here. And also everybody that just tuned in. We are now in round number 8 of the Ravensburger tournament. And now we see Simon here inking another Tipo, playing the Krabatala to refill up his hand again. And also high to 3 jeans in a trench coat. Okay, so now questing here for Tipo. So Simon goes up to 1 lower. And back to Marco, which is now developing a Magdak mana here on curve. And plays the Tipo, quest with the Tipo. So already threatening some aggressive lore gaining here. Simon playing down another Kramatala. And is inking the Mother Goddel, and then plays a Clarabelle down. And now we see Kramatala taking down Tipo, and the other Tipo is questing for Simon here. And Marco starting off here with the Genie, drawing him another card. Inks the Merlin Goat and then passing it over. And also gaining 2 passive lore of the Magdak mana. So now we see the Kramatala singing a How Far I Go. And then exerting 5 to shift the Clarabelle here, right? And then Tipo, Kramatala and Clarabelle taking off the Magdak mana. Looks like Simon is drawing 2 cards. Looks like it, yeah. So let's see. We see Genie here singing Friends from the other side, refilling up Marco's hand here by 2 cards. And is then playing another Genie down. I think now I can turn it back up to 1.5, right? He's then inking a Friends from the other side and then passing it back here to Simon. So he is singing a How Far I Go here with the Kramatala. And now inking a Hufflums and Woozles, and then plays a Bend to My Will, discarding all cards here from Marco's side. So he's now in top deck mode. And wow, I think that's where you want to have your opponent, right? No cards at all, and you got some nice characters to quest with. And yeah, just see a comment below here that you also play purple and you're wondering what deck to play for the set gems. Yeah, I think purple, steel, and also purple both are great decks to play, right? I think purple is now a little bit more on the radar, I would say. Maybe the purple steel is a little bit undiscovered, so maybe you can sneak some wins there. But in general, I would just suggest that you try out the deck which you are most comfortable with, right? And have the most experience with. That will definitely help you trying to outplay your opponent more than, not. And here we see Simon going really wide here. Marco now seeing friends with the Genie. Iago taking down the Grammatala. Let it go onto the... I'm not quite sure, what was it? Was it another... Was it a Genie? No, it was the Clarabelle, right? Yeah, the big Clarabelle with the shift line was put into the inkwell here. So now we see the Peter Pan here being played down, and I think as long as he's exerted, your opponent can't gain any lower, right? Except if one of their characters have challenged this turn. So now there's another layer of complexity here for Marco. So he has to challenge first before gaining some lower. He's challenging here into the Grammatala. Plays the bell, moves 3 damage here to the John Silver. Jago then killing the, or knocking out the John Silver, gaining another 5 damage. And just like that, there is another Peter Pan here found. He's questing with the rest, going all the way up to 18, and there's just a Dark Manor, and probably that's it, right? Is there a way to deal with all threats? 4/2? I don't think so, right? Because the Peter Pan's just having 6 strength. That's just a little bit too much to handle, right? You can get rid of the Tipo, Clarabelle, but then 2 Peter Pan stick. They request for 2, so Simon taking game number 1 here. 1 step closer for top cut. Okay, looks like we are now here in the second game of round number 8. After this we have one last round remaining. So I hope you are thrilled as me. Okay, here we see Tipo, Popsicle, Bell in the first turn of Marco. And now what does Simon has for us in the books? We see just a Muses here being put down into the inkwell. And Marco here opening with the Let It Go, Tipo, and Tipo inks the Iago, it looks like. Yeah, just in the Iago, and then questing with the Bell for 1. Since there is no threat at all here from Simon right now, so why not taking advantage of this character here? So here we see the Vision of the Future being inked. Tipo played down for Simon. And then we see probably a pass back here. Merlin Gold into Inkwell, Genie to draw a card, double quest with Tipo and Bell, bringing Marco up to 3 lower. We see another Tipo here, so he's questing. Plays the Helms and Wuzzle just to draw a card. And now the Genie can't quest. Inks the Tipo and plays a Grammatala here. So Matt for Cam, thank you for the follow. Really appreciating the support. So now let's see what he's choosing. So for everybody that just tuned in, if you have a Twitch Prime which you have not subscribed yet to a streamer, make sure you connect your Amazon Prime with your Twitch. It's free of charge, no additional cost, and you can just subscribe for free once per month. You have to do it manually, right? So would really appreciate if you would support me with this, if not already used. And yeah, now Marco took the opportunity here, cleared the Tipo with his genie, I think, right? And then quested with Tipo. Now Simon is singing a How Far I Go. Playing now a Vision to the Future. And then inks a Baymax. Nice. Place the Mother Knows Best onto the, I think the Isabella mit Regal was this, right? Yeah, this was just bounced back here onto Marco's side. And now we see another Genie here being played down, drawing him another card. He's now questing for 4. Going already up to 9 lower in total. Now we see a pass back here to Simon. What does he do now? So right now Marco really has a impressive board presence here. We just see a Kramatala singing, a You're Welcome, and shuffling the Genie into Marco's deck, drawing 2 more cards. And he's established another Clarabelle and also drawing a bunch of cards there. Okay, so back to Marco. Inks, I think this was the Elsa Hades. Puts the Clarabelle into his inkwell. Just questing for 4 again. Bringing him up to 13 lower already. Threatening lethal in 2 turns, right? The question, can Simon stop him? And looks like the Muses will be played down. Kramatala sings You're Welcome again. So this means that the Hades will be shuffled into the deck, right? Genie was bounced back, and then a Mother Knows Best to bounce back both characters here from Marco's side. So now everything back into his hand. So probably Simon prepared this board here for a Bend to My Will, right? And now Marco playing down the goat here, getting another lower, playing another goat, going all the way up to 15. So now even a Bend to My Will just takes away the cards in hand, but not the goats, right? So now he's playing a Sadie Ezreal C. And then a Bend to My Will. All cards in his hand are gone. So he's at 15. He can quest for 2, goes to 17. If these are removed, it will be 19. So just 1 more instant lower. But now he's questing, going all the way up to 17. And now what does Simon do here, right? I think there's not much you can do here to prevent Marco here from winning. I mean, you can... Okay, Peter Pan is at least something. Okay, so I think this Peter Pan, yeah, he prevents Marco from gaining any lower. And now he's also playing a Hufflepuffs and Woozles onto the Merlin goat. So this can't quest. And now we see Finders Keepers here, drawing Marco some cards. So I think Simon just found a narrow chance here to maybe win. Iago here taking the challenge into the muses. And now we see a Mother Gothel here. Bouncing back the Iago. Peter Pan questing for 1. This means that Marco can't quest here. And then we see the let it go onto the Peter Pan. And then, yeah, both can quest. So Marco winning this game, equalizing the score. So this round will end in a tie for both players. That will wrap up this round here. So one last round left. So let's see. Okay, I think now here we are. And yeah, we got Julian Hammer here on the left, which is also known as Atabax, against Martin Nowacki here on the right. So I think here both players are preparing their cards and doing the mulligan. I think I can skip 1 minute here. Okay. Yeah. So I will just do a quick introduction for YouTube and then we just come right into the gameplay here. Okay, so hello and welcome to another commentary gameplay video here on my channel. Today we are watching round number 9 of the Ravensburger tournament that happened today or like last weekend, whenever you see this. In this last round we have Julian Hammer here on the left up against Martin Nowacki on the right. And yeah, Julian is also known as Atabax, which you probably are more familiar with. So yeah, I would say let's jump right into gameplay and see how this one goes. So Martin starting off here with his Emerald Steel version, inks a Ursula, plays Diablo, and Julian is playing a Ruby Amethyst version. He's checking here all the cards he got access to, and yeah, looks like he got some nice little spicy options here. So let's see, we see that he's inking a, didn't pay attention, sorry, long day and also long stream, right? So let's enjoy this last round here, and then tomorrow we have the top 64 cards. So here we immediately shift the Diablo, play the Morph, throw away the Let the Stormage on, ink the Sudden Chill for Martin. So great start already. So Julian inking the Rafiki, plays the Pegasus here to have a evasive threat if Martin does not have another action here. So let's see if he can find the answer to get rid of the Pegasus. If he can, then Julian will be a little bit of trouble, but I think there's also the Peter Pan, right? So maybe he is just baiting out some removal here. Let's see what Martin is doing here. Looks like he is questing with the Diablo here, getting him another lore, not having any additional removal onto the Pegasus. So now Julian can bring the Peter Pan into the equation, get rid of the Diablo, and then just quest with the Pegasus for 1. That's what we see here. The card he inked was another Pegasus. So Martin now just inks a Diablo, plays the beast here onto the morph as a shift. And now we see Julian playing Friends from the other side here, or singing it rather, with the Peter Pan. Pegasus quest for 1, equalizing the count here at 2. He's now inking the Iago here, plays the Merlin Crab, not giving anything, any additional challenger plus 3. Now back to Martin. So he develops a Prince John here. So now, whenever he discards cards from Julian's hand, he's able to draw some more cards. But yeah, Adabugs questing with all of his characters, plays a library, and then moves the Peter Pan and the Merlin Crab into the library here. Passing it back here to Martin. So now Martin got the beast running. This means 2 cards per turn as the start, as he begins his turns, right? So now we see another Prince John here being played down. Sudden chill. 1 card will be discarded by Adabugs. 2 cards drawn here for Martin. So he just can't get enough of card draw. But yeah, at this point, it's really tough here. Adabugs gets another lore here with the library in the start of his turn. He's sitting at 5 ink. His cards in hand will shrink as the game continues. Question is, how does he approach this matchup here? So I see a Half-Shark Maui. He could ink the Brawl, play the Half-Shark Maui, yeah. And just quest with everything else. Just gaining another 3 lore. Why not? No, he's singing the Pirate's Life here. This means plus 3. And then minus 2. Quest with the Pegasus goes up to 10. So has a really big lead. On the other side, he also exposed his hand here, right? To be discarded. That's usually what this deck wants to see. When your opponent is low at cards, then cards like the we don't talk about Bruno is like instant removal, right? Because you can choose something, it will be brought back to the hand. Since there's only 1 card in hand, it will be immediately discarded. So yeah, I don't know, maybe would be just to deploy the Half-Shark Maui, but on the other side, I think he just wants to take advantage of the song while he can. Now we have Martin play the Pete and the Ursula down, so no actions for Adabugs next turn. And also ink the Hypnotize, and now we see Strength for Raging Fire onto the Half-Shark Maui, sang by the Prince John. Not questing with anything else here. And wow, he found a Brawl. But since there was a Pete Blade, Adabugs can't use the Brawl in this turn. So let's see. Okay, he found another Half-Shark Maui. And since there is the Peter Pan, the Maui will get Rush. So this means he can get another action card here from his discard pile. Grabs the friends from the other side. But since, yeah, there was defeat blade, no action can be played. Quest with the remaining cards here also gets one from the library. So I think this was a +4 lore turn, right? And then for 1, he is also moving the Maui Half Shark to the library. So now is the question, how does Martin approach this game here at all? How much strength does he have? 3, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if he's attacking with everything, he can get rid of the library, but does it get him anywhere? And if he knocks out some characters in library, then Julian will get to draw a lot of cards. So first of all, he's developing a Prince John, places Hypnotize. This means he is drawing 3 cards for 3 ink. That is pretty good card draw right there. So he found a... That is damage on. Could sing this twice with the Ursula, right? That's a tough decision right there. Okay, he's looking to sing a letter damage on. Okay, OC Peter Pan and the Pegasus gets to draw another card because the Peter Pan was at the library, right? Is now singing Strength Raging Fire onto the Maui Half Shark. Takes this off the field. The Beast is taking the challenge with the grab. Pete then 3 damage onto the library. But now at least Otterbugs gets to draw some cards. So now there is no Pete. So Otterbugs now access 2 actions again. And I think one action he would love to play would be a Be Prepared, right? But he takes the advantage here, plays Finders Keepers for 5 to draw 3 more cards. Maybe he's inking something and plays a fence on the other side just to draw 2 more. I think he needs to find the Be Prepared in order to wipe off the board there from Martin, right? I mean, with the Beast being damaged, this means that there won't be additional card draw happening. So let's see how he's navigating this. I see a Peter Pan, Maui. Yeah, there are some options definitely for him. Also Brawl available to brawl the Ursula, right? So maybe he's inking the Genrox follower here. And now the question, do you brawl the Ursula or do you draw some more cards to hopefully find the whole new world? But on the other side, if you draw into it, there could always be the possibility for a Ursula from Martin. But he is, oh yeah, he's drawing into the Be Prepared. He decides to play the friends on the other side. Yeah. I may also have considered brawling the Ursula, right? But you never know. Now you have the Be Prepared in hand. And you draw a bunch of cards. So if Martin has a 2-cost Ursula in hand, I think you definitely want to play it, right? Maybe you play a Diablo for 1 and check what your opponent has in hand. But let's see what he got access to. So because the Beast does have damage, this means no card draw additional. So here we see a Pete, preventing Otterbugs from playing any actions next turn. So no Be Prepared clear here. Beast taking out the library. And then we see everything questing here. 2, 4, 5, 6. Bringing Martin up to 6 lore here. And now we see a Peter Pan taking the challenge here into a Prince John. Madame Fox taking a challenge into Ursula. And now Adabugs is clearing the field here as good as he can. Maui inked, Peter Pan taking the challenge with the Vince John. So this was a nice turn here by Adabugs here, clearing 3 threads off Martin's board. And he just needs to squeeze out 5 more lore to win this game. But first of all, Martin singing a Let the Stormwitch on here with his Diablo onto the Madame Rush Fox. So this is a pretty interesting game. Did not expect that Martin gets back into this game. And now we see the Pete here singing Strength Raging Fire. Getting rid of all characters. He's shifting the Pete here. And then also plays another Pete. So no actions again. And he could also quest for 2. So now we see the Elsa taking off the Diablo here for Martin. Is now bouncing it with the Madame Snake and just passing it over here to Martin. Wow. This is a pretty interesting game. Does he find a way to have another Pete here? Now we see the Ursula and there is the B-Prep gone. I think this was the only hope Adabugs had, right? There wouldn't be a Pete happening this turn. He could have just wiped the board here with the B-Prep. But now it doesn't look too good here. He's questing with everything he has here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Additional lore gained. Just a Rafiki draw here for Adabugs. That's the question. Does he? What do we do here? Looks like he's scooping things up. Okay, so Martin takes up game number 1 and that will be the first round. So let me switch into the second game. Okay, so here we are. 1 second. Okay, so now Adabugs going first. Inks the Pirate's Life, plays the Churnabox follower here. And passing it over here to Martin. Just Pirate's Life inked for Churnabox follower, and now Martin is deciding what to ink. Inking the Hypnotize to play a Diablo here to check what Adabugs got access to, which is a lot. So he's now questing with the Churnabox follower, getting 1 lore here, and also draws another card. And wow, do you want to ink the Friends? I mean, it's your song which can be discarded by Ursula, so I think Martin already saw it. Yeah, you ink the Friends here, definitely. just to take away the potential threat of a Ursula hitting your song on the second turn there. So now back to Martin again. And looks like he just inked the card here and just passed it back here to Artifacts. And yeah, he inked the Maui, played the library, and just passed it back again. Now we see the Pete here being inked. No. I think he's playing down, yeah, the Pete and then inked, I think, the Sudden Chill, right? So now no actions for Artifacts, but he gained a passive lower of the library. And now we see a Brawl here inked for a Merlin Rabbit. Just refilling up his hand, and I think this was also something that Artifacts lacked in the first turn, right? Just overall the Rabbit to bounce and then refill up his hand again. So I think it looks, yeah, much better here for Artifacts now in this round. Let's see. Here we see a Cricky being inked. Shift Pete. Shift Diablo. Both swing into the library. And end of turn, he will get to draw a card because, yeah, Artifacts is drawing a card, which is a pretty great ability to have, right? Printed on your character. So here we see Peter Pan taking the challenge into the Diablo, taking this off the board. Inks the Iago, puts both characters probably into the library and quests with the Merlin Rabbit and gaining another lore here. Advancing to 4 lore in total. So back to Martin. Which is going to get rid of the library. Then using the latest damage onto the Peter Pan. Inks the Diablo to play Ursula. There's no song, so yeah, Artifacts can just continue with whatever he draws into. Quest with the Merlin Rabbit. Plays the Madame Fox here to bounce back his rabbit, draw another card, and now Artifacts looking pretty healthy in regards of his hand size. So this is definitely looking much better for him than in game number 1. I'm also not quite sure if a draw here for both players will mean that they are probably done, right? I don't think that 306 will be enough, but we will find out tomorrow if he made it into top card or not. So right now we do see him inking the library. No, he's inking the Brawl, just passing it over here to Martin. Which is now developing a Ursula, Deceiver of All. Questing with the Pete here for 2. Gaining the first 2 lore of the game for him. Now Otherback's using the Elsa to rest the Ursula. Madame and Fox taking off the Elsa. Inks in the card and then passing it back here to Martin. So he inks another sudden chill to play another Pete. Is questing with the other Pete. Okay, and now if both would be arrested, they would give each other also like +2 resist, right? But right now one is not not exerted, so this means it's only a 5/5 with resist 1, right? So Otherbuck's not complaining here, just playing a Fox, playing Rabbit before, right? Bouncing the Rabbit to another card. And then we see a Friends being inked, and both Madame and Foxes take down the Pete. Wow, this is pretty expensive. So now we see Martin here questing with the Pete, developing a new Diablo. And yeah, now back to Otherbuck's turn. So he is playing another Rabbit down, drawing other cards, so now filling up his hand even further. Place the Pegasus to the Inkwell, place another Elsa here, take down the Diablo, and then resting the other Elsa to quest for 1. So yeah, looks like that Martin is now on the back foot a little bit, but questing again for 2 with the Pete, and now also gaining the lead here in this lore race. Okay, so he's playing another Rabbit here. Inks the Maui Half Shark, plays the library here, and just quest here for 1, 2, 3. Passing it back here to Martin. And now we see another Ursula, and there is no song available. Not what you want to see as Martin. Okay, so now Martin is going through all the options here. Is playing the Hidden Cove here, moves Ursula and the Pete into it. Is now questing for 3 here with the Pete and the... Oh no, I think he is... No, he's attacking, right? Because the Ursula got 2, Pete got 6 strength, that's 8, that takes out the library here. And yeah, it's just... old quest now, but he took out the library here. So here we see a Peter Pan and a half-shark Maui that takes out the Piet. He's grabbing back a friend from the other side. I think this with the Elsa. Yeah, and inks another Elsa here in the process. Okay. So now he got a really white board here. 2 Elsas, 2 Merlin Rabbits, and also Peter Pan. What can Martin do to come back here? Okay, so all characters are now in the cove, it looks like, yeah. Also looks like they are now in overtime, right? I think it's only 45 minutes, but now Ursula and Ursula both going quest here. That's it, right? So what does Artabex do right now? Okay, he's playing a rabbit here. Draws another card. Now playing the Peter Pan and the Merlin quests with everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And is now sitting at 18. So now Martin has to, yeah, clear the board of Artabex, but I'm not quite sure how he wants to handle this. And there we see the fist bumps, so Artabex takes game number 2 here, and then this will be a draw. Not quite sure how this will be handled, and if they both made it to the top cut. We will definitely see this tomorrow. But well played here by both players. And that will wrap up round number 9 of this tournament. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the time with me here on the stream. I will also now finish up the stream and go to bed, right? It was a long day. And yeah, I would really appreciate your support by leave a follow, share it with your friends. I will also make the VOD rewatchable again after I finish up the stream here. And I will also make it uploadable, or it's also a live stream on YouTube, so you can also rewatch it there. And thanks for everybody that tuned in. I would really appreciate the support. Share it with your friends, and hope to see you on the next live stream. Maybe tomorrow, when we will take a look at the top 64 games. So really exciting for them to play out. Seeing some competitive gameplay really is something that is lacking right now, right? I think the lack of DLCs is definitely a little bit frustrating to see, right? Also the communication could be a little bit better, but I'm convinced that Ravensburger will definitely work on this to improve in the future. So let's keep it positive and hope it will be better then. And thanks everybody for tuning in. I wish you a nice weekend, and hope to see you tomorrow when we take a look at top 64. So thank you very much and have a good night. Take care. Bye.